Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to Stretford Paddock. I am Adam McCullough. Hope you guys are all doing well. You've got me today for your morning news, so we'll be getting stuck into loads of headlines, including stories about Youri Tielemans, about Jude Bellingham, Brandon Williams, Lisandro Martinez. So make sure you're keeping it locked right here, right now. But also, get hitting that subscribe button because we've got loads of new content coming out for you guys. Obviously, it's going to be a quiet few weeks with there being an international break, but nevertheless, we're going to keep churning out that content. Yesterday, myself, Jay and Joe did a little Ten Hag report review type thing. I know it's early doors, but we've looked at what Ten Hag has done well so far at Manchester United, so you can go and check that out. But make sure you're hitting that subscribe button because plenty more coming your way. And of course, when the games return as well, we'll have loads around them. But let's get stuck into these stories right now. And the first one, a few quotes from Youri Tielemans, who has been linked with a move to Manchester United. He's been linked with a move to a whole host of clubs, to be honest. He was linked with Arsenal heavily this summer. It looked like he could possibly head in there. He's been linked with Liverpool. He's been linked with United, as I said. And he's been speaking about those transfer links because this summer he stayed at Leicester, didn't he? And he's been saying, even though Leicester aren't in great form, he doesn't regret leaving. This is the exact quote. He says, "I'm not going to speak too much about my contract situation at the moment. I didn't leave Leicester in the summer. As I always said, the project has to be the right one." He went on to say, "Just because things are getting worse now at Leicester doesn't mean I should regret staying." I'm sure, mate. I mean, I feel like if there was a player, if there was a team in for him, he probably would have left. He probably would have left, you know, if there was a serious bid coming in for him. That hasn't happened, so he's still there. Remains to be seen whether that bid will eventually come forward. Do you guys want to see United make a bid for him now? I'm in two minds, really, because you look at Youri Tielemans and he's a quality player who scores some great goals and he's got a good passing range. But at times you look at him and you see his work rate isn't quite there. Is he the type of midfielder to be put into an Erik ten Hag 11? Has he just gone stale at Leicester? Am I being too harsh? Let us know in the comments below. I mean, he's a talented player, but I'm not too sure, especially considering how much he might cost you. Now, someone that I am sure about, that I want at Manchester United, but whether we get him or not is a different story, is Jude Bellingham. Now, The Athletic today, and it's an article by James Pearce, Laurie Whitwell and more, are saying Jude Bellingham, Liverpool, Man United and the battle to sign Dortmund star. They are saying that Manchester United, Real Madrid, Manchester City, Chelsea all have a strong interest. The article has a heavy focus on Liverpool as well, with some quotes from Jurgen Klopp. But the article goes on to say, Klopp is a huge admirer of the Borussia Dortmund midfielder, but signing Bellingham this summer was never a realistic proposition for Liverpool. Having already lost prolific striker Haaland to City, the German club had no intention of selling another one of their prized assets. The landscape will be different next summer, however. Bellingham will have 2 years remaining on the contract. As things stand, and if that is the case, Dortmund's resolve to keep him is set to be severely tested. He's also going to go out on a World Cup where he'll probably do well and come back with a bit 10, 20, 30 million added to his price tag. They say Liverpool will certainly be in the mix, but competition for English football's most exciting young talent is set to be fierce. Real Madrid, Man City, Man United and Chelsea all retain a strong interest. And this is why we need to do well this season. This is why we need to get Champions League football. If you get Champions League football and you're in for Jude Bellingham, it's a much bigger possibility that he's going to join the club. Especially when you look at, we're fighting for Champions League football with Chelsea, Liverpool, all these teams. If you can beat one or two of them to the top four, then that means you've got an even bigger chance of signing him. It was interesting this summer, Liverpool kind of put all their eggs in the Jude Bellingham basket, and I'd hate to see him go there because obviously he'd be great under Jurgen Klopp. But at the same time, I kind of thought, ooh, have Liverpool made a mistake here and not bringing in a midfielder and kind of waiting on Jude Bellingham? What if Jude Bellingham never arrives? And I think that's a huge possibility. If City, Chelsea, Real Madrid, United and all these teams are interested in him, his wages will get pushed up quite high. And that means Liverpool won't be as competitive with United. Obviously, in terms of a footballing aspect and the project and all those kind of things. Liverpool have won trophies more recently, so maybe, just maybe. But if we can show this season that Erik ten Hag is building something and actually look like a team that can win trophies and we get Champions League football, then the likes of Jude Bellingham and all these lads are much more likely to come, and hopefully we can make that happen. But I'm not going to hold my breath, because we've been here before with so many different transfers and they've not quite happened. We know United have an interest in Jude Bellingham though, because we've seen him at Carrington in the past with his agent and his father and all that, just before he joined Borussia Dortmund. Now, Brandon Williams hit the headlines this week in defence of Harry Maguire. Now, he was speaking at, I think it was a boxing event he was speaking at this weekend. It looked like he'd had 1 or 2 drinks. Look, it's his night off probably, he's at a boxing event, fair enough. But he was asked a question about Harry Maguire, and he said that, I'm going to paraphrase here, but he basically said that within the club, no one's thinking about opinions outside of the club, and why should Harry Maguire care about some little Twitter trolls' comments? And look, I'd much rather see Brandon Williams come out and defend his captain than come out and absolutely ridicule him. Do you know what I mean? And also, I think footballers Brandon Williams has probably received criticism in the past. So when he's kind of taking a dig at Harry Maguire's critics, he's probably having a dig at his own critics as well. And kind of having a dig at that kind of world of social media and how everyone's got an opinion, like us right here at Stretford Paddock. But nevertheless, Brandon Williams has come out in defence of Harry Maguire. Now, I might not think Harry Maguire's a great footballer, but I do like to see that, you know, your players coming around each other and protecting each other, because that's what you want. You don't want your players to sell him out, do you? You don't want him to be at this boxing event with a few drinks in him, you know, talking rubbish about Harry Maguire, because that's not a good reflection on anybody, and it wouldn't be great for the dressing room at all. So that's interesting from Brandon Williams. Now listen to this. Lisandro Martinez has been left stranded in the UK and unable to attend Argentina duty. United defender Lisandro Martinez and Tottenham defender Christian Romero, who this week, by the way, said that Lisandro Martinez and Virgil van Dijk were the best defenders in the league, have both been left stranded in England and unable to join the Argentina squad, according to a report. TYC Sports said a defensive duo who's set for 2 friendlies over the next week are stuck in England due to visa issues caused by the mourning of Elizabeth II. It is said Martinez and Romero have both been left in limbo, with the defenders prevented from travelling over to the US, as the US Embassy in England has been closed. So that's interesting. Now, they'll probably still end up going out there, but I wouldn't be totally against Lisandro Martinez having a rest, to be honest with you. He probably needs it, you know what I mean? We're also being linked with Brian Bobby again, or Broby, or whatever his name is. Fichajes claimed that Erik ten Hag remains keen on bringing Brian Broby to Old Trafford, having asked about him this past summer. I like Ivan Toney. Bring Ivan Toney to Manchester United. And saying that, there's a video over on youtube.com/Adam McCullough, cheeky little plug, where I tell you the reasons why we should sign Ivan Toney. I've been harping on about him since the summer. I really want United to sign him. Anyway, let us know your thoughts on everything that we discussed here today. Make sure you're getting your thoughts in the comments below, subscribing, liking, commenting, and all that jazz. I'm going to get out of here for now, but thank you for tuning into the news. And until next time, I've been Adam McCullough. I'm out of here.